Xiaomi 15 and iPhone 16 have some of the best cameras on a smaller phone. Xiaomi is collaborating with Leica to bring Leica colors to phones. The Xiaomi 15 camera housing has 3 lenses, an ultrawide, a wide, and a telephoto lens. On the other hand, the iPhone 16 camera has only 2, a brand new, improved ultrawide camera and a wide one. Today we'll see together which one does better in practice. If not stated, all the shots are taken in Leica Authentic mode on Xiaomi 15. I'm using the standard mode on iPhone 16. I will give a point when one phone does better than the other. The first shot is taken in portrait mode with zoom. Both cameras did a great job creating an artificial depth of field without cutting Daria's hair too much. The iPhone's skin tone is more realistic, and Daria's skin on Xiaomi is smooth. But Daria picked Xiaomi as her favorite, so it gets the first point. In the second shot, Xiaomi is a bit too vibrant. The walls become too yellow, and the picture on the iPhone is more balanced. The iPhone gets this one. For the next shot, which is the same scene as night, Xiaomi is doing much better on 2.6 times telephoto zoom, while the iPhone is not getting as many details, and the picture has too much contrast. Xiaomi gets the point. Both of them did great in this indoor photo. Even though the photo on Xiaomi looks better for the eyes, Daria's face is too fair. I prefer the one on the iPhone, and this time I will ignore Daria's preference. Shutter lag is common during shots in low light situations and indoors. Here, Xiaomi handled it better. It sets the shutter speed to 100ths of a second, making the image less blurry. Hence, Xiaomi gets this one. For this selfie video at night, the video on Xiaomi got a bit jittering and jumpy for a few moments, even though the image quality is very close. I also prefer the skin tones on the iPhone. The score for the portrait and selfie modes is a tie. The Xiaomi 15 main sensor is larger, has more megapixels, and is wider than the iPhone 16. On paper, we should expect better results, especially low light situations. Let's see if that translates in practice. In the first shot, which I again emphasize is taken in Leica Authentic and not vibrant mode, Xiaomi's picture is more vivid than the iPhone. The iPhone has too much contrast though, and the tree in front is not exposed correctly. I picked Xiaomi here, even though it could slightly tone down the vividness. During daylight, if you direct the camera towards the sun, both create a reflection, but the reflection on the iPhone is worse than that on the Xiaomi 15. There is a visible reflection and flare in the middle of the screen, while the Xiaomi reflection is far better. The same observation applies when taking a photo when the camera is directed at the sun. Xiaomi only has a dot in the middle of the screen, while iPhone has a half circle. Hence, Xiaomi gets a point here. As we predicted, the Xiaomi photos are much better for indoor shots due to a better and larger sensor size, that we can capture more light. In the video, it is not that visible, but if you look at this picture, it becomes clear that Xiaomi created a much more usable picture than the iPhone. Hence, Xiaomi gets this one too. The larger sensor also shows the capacity at night, and Xiaomi captured Daria's face in more detail. There are also situations where I could not pick a favorite, and both phones created an equally pleasing picture even with all pixel peeping. Just a quick note, Xiaomi's main lens is wider than the iPhone's in these shots, so you can get more in the frame. In some situations, Xiaomi just uses too much saturation in my opinion, while the iPhone handles the colors more realistically. Hence, the iPhone gets a point in this picture. We hear the phrase that the iPhone has the best video. This is true to some extent, but in my experience, at least at night, you almost always get these annoying light reflections on the lens, which makes the footage unusable. I know some people would be surprised that Xiaomi is taking the lead, but the truth is that larger sensors matter in photography. iPhones usually have more accurate colors, but the picture quality can't always match that of Xiaomi. However, it is different for the ultrawide lens. In this picture, the iPhone made a more balanced picture, especially looking at the building in the back. It is more accurate and better handled. For this specific video, the quality of the ultrawide lens is on par, and both have this annoying green dot on the screen. Neither gets a point here. The iPhone ultrawide angle lens is slightly wider, which is nice. In this specific video that I took from a window inside a train, Xiaomi did a better job. Given that both are taking a video next to a window and it's an uncommon situation, there's a rainbow effect on the window on the iPhone 16 video that does not exist on Xiaomi 15. For this night photo, the iPhone did it better. The picture on Xiaomi is overexposed. Also, as you can see, it shows a 1/10 of a second shutter speed, which is really low, and the shot can be ruined with even a slight less shake. The same goes for the video here. iPhone video looks much better and is less blurry compared to Xiaomi's ultrawide lens. Xiaomi's ultrawide lens performance, especially at night, was a bit disappointing. At first, I thought the lens was not clean, but that was not the case. You can also use the iPhone's ultrawide lens to capture macro shots at a close distance from the subject. On Xiaomi, you have to keep a distance from the subject and can't achieve the same result. Now the iPhone has closed the gap with a better ultrawide lens result. To be fair to Xiaomi, the Xiaomi 15 has a super macro mode that allows you to take a macro shot from a distance. In this mode, you can use the telephoto lens to shoot a macro shot, which looks great. Hence, Xiaomi gets a point back. Both phones have different color profiles. Xiaomi has two main modes, Leica Authentic and Leica Vibrant. The equivalent of those profiles on iPhone 16 would be a standard and vibrant, which produce similar color profiles. This shot was taken on Leica Authentic on Xiaomi 15 and the standard profile on iPhone 16. The second shot was taken in vibrant mode on both phones. The colors on Xiaomi are more vivid and saturated than those of the iPhone. The iPhone lacks a telephoto lens. Xiaomi has a dedicated 60mm telephoto lens, but from my experience, the iPhone 16 can take good zoom photos using the main camera. In the first photo with the telephoto lens, Xiaomi 15 is a bit oversaturated, even though it captures more details. I will give this one to the iPhone. In this one, Xiaomi made the sky color too purple, but the iPhone created too many artifacts, which is unacceptable. I give this one to Xiaomi. Here is another case where Xiaomi chose a low shutter speed, which made the photo too blurry. iPhone did a better job with the zoom here. In this shot, it is difficult to say which one is better. Xiaomi made the sky too bright and the building in the back is oversaturated. On the other hand, the iPhone again has green dots and artifacts on the screen. I'm not going to give a point to either of them. For this one, with the telephoto lens on Xiaomi and digital zoom on iPhone, the iPhone photo is more neutral even though Xiaomi has slightly more details. But I will give it to the iPhone. Again, these photos are authentic in Leica, so I expected more authenticity. For this night video, using 5x zoom, the iPhone 16 is again rather disappointing with the artifact it created. The Xiaomi 15 video looks a bit noisier though. But I gave it to Xiaomi for better color accuracy and dynamic range, especially when looking at the white sign. Right now there is a tie, and as a tiebreaker, I will analyze the picture from Daria that I took the other day. I'm 100% honest here. Right now, I'm not sure which one is going to take the win. Let's zoom in on the picture. Here, Xiaomi wins for multiple reasons. For one, there are more details. For two, Xiaomi made the hair looks more natural, whereas on the iPhone, it is over-sharpened. For three, the picture on the iPhone is a little bit blurry. So Xiaomi 15 wins the battle. It was super close in portrait mode. Xiaomi captured more details, especially with telephoto, but the iPhone had better skin tones. On the main lens, Xiaomi was better, and on ultrawide, the iPhone was better. On telephoto, it was quite close even though Xiaomi has a dedicated telephoto lens, which was a very unexpected result. If you enjoyed this video, I made a full comparison of Xiaomi 15 versus all other compact flagship phones in 2024, which you can watch next. Thanks for tuning in to TechMo, and I will see you in the next one.